Beneath the glass and steel of the modern world, a ghost lies waiting. These dark cliffs, the Palisades, they are not just stone, they are scars. Scars left behind by the most violent divorce in the history of our world. 200 million years ago, this was not a river, it was an inferno. The earth is tearing itself apart. The ground beneath our feet is screaming. This is the Central Atlantic Magmatic Province, the largest volcanic event ever known. Life here is not living. It is merely waiting for the fire to end. But this destruction has a purpose. The fire is carving a new path. A tear in the crust that will one day become the mighty Atlantic Ocean. To understand this ocean, we must witness the moment the continents were ripped asunder. Travel back, before the Atlantic, before the split, back to the supercontinent. Welcome to Pangaea, a land so vast, the rain cannot reach its heart. In the late Triassic, the world is a single, suffocating landmass. The crust is thick. Like a lid on a pressure cooker, it traps the heat. The pressure builds until the land buckles. The crust stretches, thins, and collapses. Great rift basins form, deep scars running from modern Greenland down to the Gulf. Water pools in these lowlands. Not an ocean yet, but a chain of stagnant lakes. But the ground is unstable. Earthquakes are a daily reality in the rift. The weather is manic. Brutal droughts are shattered by violent seasonal mega monsoons. Life here must be an opportunist. It must drink quickly before the sun returns. Layer by layer, the history of the separation is written in this red stone. But beneath the lakes and the sandstone, the magma chamber is breaching the surface. The crust finally fails. The Central Atlantic Magmatic Province erupts. It is not a volcano, it is a flood, liquid rock drowning the landscape. Forests that have stood for millennia are consumed in a matter of hours. The smoke chokes the sky. The sun is dimmed. A volcanic winter begins. Pulse after pulse. This eruption will last for 600,000 years. With every eruption, the continents are pushed further apart. The rift is widening. This is the crucible, a landscape of fire and ash that demands adaptation. Yet in this hellscape, something is moving. A new dynasty is rising. Meet the lords of the Triassic, heavily armored, slow, and dependent on water. They are built for defense, tanks of bone wandering the fern prairies. In the lakes, giant amphibians rule, but the rift creates a fickle climate. When the monsoons fail, the water vanishes. The old rulers are trapped. The world is becoming too volatile for those who cannot move quickly. Even the top predators, the Rauisuchians, are struggling. They require massive amounts of food. In a land of ash and drought, energy is expensive. Inefficiency is a death sentence. The environment is selecting for something new, something smaller, something faster. Out of the shadows, the underdogs emerge. They walk on two legs. The early dinosaurs. They are not giants yet. They are agile scavengers. Upright hips allow them to breathe while they run. They possess endurance the others lack. While the old kings starve in the volcanic winter, the dinosaurs feast on scraps. The rift is a filter. It is scrubbing the planet clean of the old order. The geology is dictating the biology. The rocks are choosing the winners. But the greatest change is yet to come. The sea is knocking at the door. To understand the winners, we must understand the battlefield. The Triassic weather is bipolar. For half the year, the rift is battered by mega monsoons. Rain falls for weeks. Flash floods carve through the sandstone. The valley floor becomes a swamp. In this wet season, the amphibians are kings. Metaposaurus, the front lizard. They are monsters of the mud, but they have a fatal weakness. They are tethered to water. Because when the monsoon ends, the sun returns with a vengeance. The Rift Valley turns into an oven. The moisture evaporates into the thin air. The lakes shrink. The kings of the water are forced into crowded, muddy graves, trapped in the hardening clay. We find their fossils today, piled on top of one another. This is the filter. The Triassic demands you survive the flood and the fire. On land, the Postosuchus rules, a walking fortress of muscle and bone armor. But look closer. This beast is heavy. Every step costs precious energy. In the searing heat, the heavy hunters overheat. They are powerful, but inefficient. And in a world of scarcity, efficiency is the only currency that matters. Enter the underdog, a creature built for the New World Order. The Colophysis, one of the first true dinosaurs, small, fast, lightweight. Their bones are hollow. They are engineers of weight reduction. They do not lumber. They sprint. Their hips are designed for upright, sustained motion. They are not picky eaters. Insects, lizards, carrion, even their own young. Adaptability is their superpower. They find calories where the giants find only dust. And when the sun sets, the dinosaurs keep moving. Their metabolism is evolving. The plants are changing too. The landscape is dominated by tough, leathery ferns. The plant-eating dinosaurs grow longer necks, reaching food the others cannot touch. The stage is being set. The actors are taking their places. But the geologic clock is ticking. The rift is not done with them. Deep below, the magma chambers are full. The pressure has reached the breaking point. The air changes flavor. It tastes of sulfur and metal. The animals sense it. A silence falls over the valley, the calm before the ultimate storm. The Central Atlantic Magmatic Province is about to unzip the world. This is the moment that will define the geography of the next 200 million years. It starts small, a bleed, a warning. But the fracture propagates at the speed of sound. The crust fails. And then, the world catches fire. This is not a local disaster. This is a planetary reset button. There is no running from this. The atmosphere itself is turning against them. Ash blocks the sun. Photosynthesis stops. The food chain collapses from the bottom up. The lush world of the Triassic is gone, replaced by a realm of shadow. Water turns to steam. The sanctuaries of the amphibians are boiled dry. The old kings are erased. Their dynasty ends in fire and steam. The heavy air sacs of the Rauisuchians cannot filter the smog. They suffocate. But the dinosaurs, they endure. Their superior lungs keep them alive in the smog. The lava cools. It forms the iron-hard columns we see today in New Jersey. The eruptions pause. The silence returns. But the world is different now. The tear is wider. The Atlantic Rift is no longer just a valley. It is a canyon. And waiting at the gates is the ocean. Life finds a way, but the biggest change is yet to come. The volcanoes left a poison legacy. Acid rain scours the land. In the oceans, the acid eats the reefs. The marine world is devastated. The competition is gone. The world is empty. It is free real estate. The stage is cleared. The final act of the Triassic is the birth of the ocean. Here lies the final barrier, a crumbling wall of rock separating the desert from the deep. The tectonic stretching has thinned the land to a breaking point. It can hold no longer. The dam fails. The Atlantic Ocean does not trickle in. It bursts in. A waterfall larger than anything in human history. The sea reclaims the land. The water races down the rift. It scours the desert, burying the Triassic graveyards. Fire meets water. The valley becomes a cauldron of boiling steam and salt. Day by day, the water rises. The lakes connect. The valley drowns. The scar becomes a seaway. The Proto-Atlantic Ocean is born. Life returns instantly. The empty void is filled with a new marine ecosystem. The divorce is final. The Americas are severed from Africa and Europe forever. The chaos of the Triassic fades. A stable, humid Jurassic world takes hold. And patrolling the shores of this new ocean, the survivors. They are the masters of a divided world. Their reign will last for another epoch. The rift has done its work. The stage for the modern world is set. Fast forward 200 million years. The fire is gone. The flood remains. The Atlantic Ocean, the highway of the modern world, it feels eternal. But the evidence of its violent birth is hiding in plain sight. These cliffs, They are the frozen lava of the Central Atlantic Magmatic Province. This is the Newark Basin, a failed rift that didn't quite become the ocean. Cross the water to Morocco, to the high Atlas Mountains. Here, we find the exact same rocks, the exact same lava flows. They are puzzle pieces, siblings separated by 3,000 miles of water. In the stone, we find the footprints of the survivors, the little runners. They never left us. The dinosaurs are still here, singing in our trees. We build our empires on their graveyard, on the bedrock of a catastrophe. And down in the dark, the engine is still running. The Atlantic widens by 1 inch every year. The rift is still pushing. The map is temporary, a snapshot in a movie that never ends. We think the ground is solid. We think the map is finished. But we are just passengers on a drifting raft of stone. Fire, flood, evolution, the cycle that made our world. The Palisades stand as a monument, not to peace, but to violence. The violence that gave us the Atlantic, and the violence that gave us the dinosaurs. A reminder that on this planet, destruction is just the first step of creation. I am the timeless observer, and the story continues.